said, you know, one thing that he was talking about people from St. Louis. He said the only thing what people from St. Louis do best is box and sing reasons.
Just reasons.
Black people, just reasons. Black people from St. Louis box and sing reasons.
Michael Spinks.
Yeah, remember Michael Spinks and Leon?
Oh yeah.
And with his teethers.
Oh.
Leon, take them teeth off and whoop your ass, man.
Oh, boxing and singing reasons.
Box and sing reasons. That's what niggas from St. Louis do. Box and sing reasons.
Why is my phone not charging? It doesn't seem to be charging. All right.
Yeah, man. And then this chick, man, this sports reporter, man, she was tweeting the N-word and all kinds of foul stuff.
She retweeted what her dad put out.
Right. And racist stuff.
Right.
That.
And they didn't give that the same attention.
Right. Why didn't the Charlotte whatever newspaper fire her because of what she did? You know what she did. No, but that's the injustice system.
Yeah.
No. He was just thinking out loud. That's all he was doing when he was up there. Because anybody would think if a woman came up to me, or a reporter came up and they were asking about, well, I asked you about, man, they said, Otis, when you hit that guy, what did you think about this and that? And you would think to yourself, what does she know about getting hit? You know, you would say that to yourself.
Exactly.
You would say it naturally, but you wouldn't speak it because of the ramifications.
The way she outlined her question in reference to players doing certain things, it's like you don't ask questions like that. You ask, you know, about different ups and downs in the game. Well, what did you think about the third quarter, the situation where you was either got a turnover and you had to, you know, move the chain?
The routes.
You know, it was saying yesterday, they got this woman who does she does analyst for baseball.
Okay.
Right, on ESPN, right. And she would sit there and she would talk about like his fastball that's really moving today, and it makes it really hard to hit when it's moving like that. And she's talking about a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. And I'm asking myself, well, how do you know what it's like to hit a 90-mile-an-hour fastball? Now, I don't know. She might be an expert. She may have done physics. But if a guy who played the game said the same thing, I'm sorry. He's got more credibility than she would have because she never did it. He actually played the game. He actually had to hit 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Yeah. And I'm sorry. They're going to call me a sexist because I said that? Because I said it like that? I'm sorry. I don't think so. I mean,
you know, you see these women at ESPN sidelines now, you know, creeping into the game, and it's now you can't. You in the boys club, so
that's what I feel like. I feel like you want to come on the football field and come into this environment, and then we gotta now you gotta wear a towel, or you gotta be like, no, you entered into this environment. So if you enter into this environment, then you got to deal with this environment. We don't change the environment because you come, but that's the problem with all of this stuff.
Well, let me say this. I don't even give credibility to a guy that never played the game and come out there and ask me certain questions just because he read a book or he has certain knowledge of the game.
Come on, y'all. Y'all can come back to the
I'll laugh at him.
See, we was talking about that yesterday. Come on. This y'all song. Hugging and holding you tight. So I love you for woman. Reasons, the reasons that we feel our feelings won't disappear. Oh, and after the love game, You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. But I got my main man, Charles Thomas, and Otis Wilson in the building. But Charles, every day, 8:30, your song, take it away.
Yeah, Sonya started it. She said Earth, Wind, and Fire. You know, we can play Earth, Wind, and Fire all 3 hours.
Old school.
And it'd be straight. It'd be straight. Everybody thinks they can sing Reasons.
I can sing Reasons.
Let me hear you.
After all the reasons, after all the reasons.
You know, he actually has a voice that he can do it. I
can hit the falsetto.
Like Philip Bailey. He sounds like Philip over there. I don't think you done souped him up, man.
I know.
You done souped him up, child. I started something.
Otis, can we be in the band, man? Can you put us in the band, brother? I'm telling you, I can sing backup. I hit the falsetto. Reasons. The reason.
That's not a falsetto. That's bass.
You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago.
To answer your question, yeah, you can be in the band. Back up.
Back, way back. You gonna say Maze. You in the band, but I need you to back up. Back, way back. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the WVON Morning Show. And we are sitting in with Super Bowl champion Otis Wilson. Now, Big O, they tell me you coming back. They tell me you're gonna be here regularly. You're gonna be coming in and you taking your first class ticket and hanging out with us on a regular back and forth. Is that true?
Well, I appreciate, number one, you inviting me. And last time I came, I had a great time. And you two are some great brothers, man. I just enjoy sitting here talking with you and having a great time. So yes, I'm gonna keep my first class seat.
There it is. That's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Otis Wilson is joining the crew. So now we're gonna have to take you from the first. We're gonna have to figure out how we rejigger this because you got to get you a spot on the soul plane. But Otis, we were talking about this Cam Newton situation. You know, give us your thoughts on this whole thing.
Well, let me say this, because I said something briefly earlier. And what I didn't mention, there are guys that come into the locker room that are reporters that never played the game, ask some of the craziest questions, and we look at them crazy. So now that you have women coming into the locker room, and I didn't see the game, so I didn't know how she was prefacing her question and going down the line about the other players and his teammates on the offense and running routes. And that's why I would have laughed and said, come on, ask me something. So I don't think he really even said anything because,
man,
you know,
Otis, if he had said the same thing to her but had not used the word female, do you think it would be any different?
Well, it probably would be a lot different because then you won't give them a reason to go at, well, he's just going after female.
I think they would have gone after him anyway.
Can I tell y'all something? I think that Cam Newton, Mr. I walk around here, I'm bigger than race, that none of this racism stuff affects me, had his still a Negro moment.
Ooh.
He learned yesterday, you know what, because let me be, you know, because you think about Cam, remember Cam was the one who was like, oh, I don't deal with that race stuff, I don't deal with that. So here this woman done called, she done got racist tweets and everything, but you know white people don't like to see they white women offended by no big, strong, strapping Negro, no matter how many quarterback touchdowns you throw.
And you know the controversy around the Super Bowl, when the Super Bowl, how he handled his situation, so they look for every reason to go in on him.
See, man, I'm telling you, this Cam Newton learned this week you ain't special.
You're still a Negro.
You are still a Negro. Now look, they took his Oikos Dannon commercial away, right? I mean, took his sponsorship away. Now, Big O, you told me
I think I heard something this morning about Gatorade is kind of trying to step back a little bit. Yeah.
Let me ask a question. Do any of these companies, have they done any of this when somebody got killed or shot? Did they do this when a woman is beat? That, you know, why do they pick the black man to do it? Do you think his race has anything to do with it, Big O?
Race always has something to do. This is America. Race has everything to do. My wife was showing me a video yesterday about a white guy, and he must have been crazy. You know,
we had a conversation about crazy white guys.
A cop was trying to get him to, you know, calm down. You know, put your hands on the cop, calm down. This guy ran at the cop, pushed the cop down on the ground, ran, got in his car, drove his car around, hit the police car, got back out, and
he's still alive.
went off on his cop and he's still alive. Now, if that was a black man,
no,
he'd been dead.
He'd have been dead.
He's been dead.
Yeah, I saw one like that with a white woman that crawled into the front seat of a police cruiser and sped off with it. She's still with us.
Yeah. So yes, it's no doubt about it. It's about race. Because when her dad retweeted all these racist comments, she didn't get any repercussions about it. We're not talking about her issues.
Man, I'm just here to tell you, man. I just think that Cam Newton learned yesterday that he's still a Negro. I think, like, there's this. I feel like, when Cam went all the way to the tip top, he transcended blackness, right? Because he was the MVP of the league to shield. Defend one of them white women, man. Look, let me tell you, where he was at 10 years early, he would have been 50 years early, he'd have been Emmett Till. Emmett Till.
That's a good point.
All right, let's go to the live lines. Let's go to the phones. See what our callers have to say. Ladies and gentlemen, Dennis, you're on the Talk of Chicago. Dennis? Hello. You're on the phone with Big O, Maze, and Charles.
Hey, you guys doing a great job.
Thank you.
I got one comment, and I got a question for Big O. They were reporting this morning that lady she's been made to apologize a couple of times for racist statements that she's made. I don't know if you guys have heard that.
Yeah, we did.
What I wanted to ask Otis was that, women, you want to fight in the army and combat and whatever a woman wants to do, I'm for it if you want to do it. Now, you can't play both sides of the fence. They can come in the locker rooms when you guys are naked. Are there male reporters that can go in female locker rooms when they're naked?
Nope.
You can't do that.
What? Okay. So that gets to the question I gotta ask. Both of y'all been in locker rooms, all that stuff. Why is it that it seems to me there's a bias between how men... Why is it that I feel like that women, we have to adapt how the locker room is operated because women are coming in?
Because I think basically men in this particular discussion about this issue are more respectful of female privacy than they are of ours. I mean, that's the only way you can answer the question.
But they want to be equally treated. So why is it? I mean, I feel like, Big O, do you think that a woman should be in the locker room?
I think she deserves to come in the locker room, but I think she should be set in there at a certain time. I mean,
she get to come in while y'all showering and stuff?
Yes, well, guys walking around with stuff swinging, and they're in there. I mean, it's crazy.
Do we get to go into the WNBA locker room?
Or no, you certainly don't. So they get, But
I think it's also fair to say they don't allow anybody in the WNBA locker room, male or female.
I have a really good comment, but
I know, but you're going to keep it to yourself.
I'm going to keep that one to myself because I got a good one.
I know,
Brittany,
but you're going to keep
it
to
yourself.
Let me stop.
Okay. But, so, Biko, I got to ask you, do you think that it is right that that football has to adapt to women being inserted into a men's game?
I think you have to. With today's,
I mean, do you want to? Do you think, not should we have to?
I honestly, I don't mind it. I mean, if they know what they're doing and they're respectful of certain things, it's your job. I mean, that's the bottom line. So don't come to me asking me, crazy questions because you get a crazy answer. And if I've lost the game, now my whole perspective is off. So you might get anything.
Yeah, what would you ask me after I lost the game? Yeah. What did you think about that? You know what? Why don't you shut your... Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. It's 8:47. We'll be back to close the show out. It's Maze Jackson, Charles Thomas, and Big O in the studio.
More of the morning show with Maze Jackson.
Yeah, I'm going to just say, you might not want to go in the women's locker room at the WNBA. Oh, yeah. I'm scared. Like, I would not want to turn the corner and see Brittany Griner. Like, she'd be like, "What you doing in here?" I'll be like, "Nothing." I'll be like, "Nothing." They be coming through like, they got the baller walk.
They more man than we are.
Woo! They got the baller walk. Man.
Yes, indeed. I figured that's where you were going.
Oh, come on, man. Like, I'll be honest with you. I don't have no desire to go into a WNBA locker room at all. None. And I'm gonna tell you.
Because a 6'9" woman don't look attractive.
A 6'9" woman that got the same chest as me.
Oh yeah, man.
I mean, come on,
Oh,
Brittany
yeah.
Griner. Look,
She
this
might
is
die.
Brittany Griner, right?
Hello. Hey man, she might bring something out that you surprised.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Strap up. You never know, man. Down there. WNBA, man. You know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, gotta be careful about that.
Ain't a few of them I look at. The rest of them I'm scared of.
You know what? That's Stephanie. I'm glad you're a great listener, though. Stephanie Trussell, you're an awesome listener. We appreciate you. All right, y'all. Sweet Pea, all right, let's say what's up. Big O, you got a lot of people out there. Say what's up to the people on Facebook and YouTube. Hold on a second. All right, go ahead. Just tell them what's up. They all like, Big O.
What's happening, people? I hope y'all having a great morning, a blessed day, because I'm having fun. Are you? Don't waste this moment.
Don't waste this moment.
Are you you golfing today?
Yeah, I got to go up to the liquor shop.
I see you got your golf clothes
What's
on.
called, oh God, what's his name? Mike Wilson. Used to play for the Atlanta Falcons.
Uh-huh.
He's having his tournament.
Oh, okay, that's good stuff, man.
Yes, I got to go up to Lincolnshire today. Hope it don't get rain too bad on us. I got my rain gear.
Are you so are you like a golfer? Like an avid golfer?
I'm a legitimate 11 handicap.
Really?
Yeah, I move the ball pretty good. You know, now am I, you know, how you say, can I make money at it? Just a few dollars. They ain't taking my money.
Okay.
Yeah, but I ain't winning a whole lot of money either.
Okay. Wait, so you're running your programs out of Fosco?
No, I'm not there anymore.
Okay.
I'm over at Carl Van Linné Middle School.
At Carver.
No, Carl Van Linné
Where's that at?
Middle School. It's 2131 South North Sacramento.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it's
2131.
up north.
You need
And
to,
I need to get back over at
you should come to
Frederick
20.
Douglass High School because I was over there.
What about
Yeah.
Crane and all that stuff? What you think about, what you think about Whitney Young, man? Losing
Well,
their football program.
You know, I was surprised, number one, when I first heard it because that's been always a great academic school.
Right.
I mean, they didn't mess around. And from what I've known, you know, high school football.
Big O, are we seeing?
You got to go to school.
Are we seeing the end of football though? Do you think football is like? Do you think the combination of this?
Too much money in football right now. It's too much money in football, and it'll be glorified rugby before it goes
Speaking
away.
of that. Speaking of that.
And when I say glorified rugby, meaning the contact will be very, very limited.
What you know about rugby?
Nothing other than they throwing the ball laterally.
So,
and it's a little different. I don't know a lot about it, no.
so I had a guy who owns the rugby league.
Okay.
They just bought the rights and they're gonna bring it here. They're looking to meet former NFL players, former athletes, college athletes, because they're about to open up the rugby league here in like 2020. They got owner. They looking for y'all to not to play, to be owners, to buy in, to be owners, also to be the face, to be recruit for the future. So so he hit me. He was watching the show, he did international basketball for the NBA. He left. He partnered up with this guy in Australia who bought the rights. So there's two different rugby leagues. He bought the rights to the rugby league. They're bringing it here. He was like, man, can we talk to Otis and maybe some of his friends? What's up, Thurgood? And some of his friends who might want to. They got the money, but they need the personality and the credibility, and they're trying to recruit black athletes, right? Because they're saying if you are a college athlete and you couldn't make it at a pro team, you can still play rugby and make $80,000, $100,000 a year, and starting youth rugby leagues They're doing them at the major stadiums. The rugby tournament is going to be here in Chicago.
I would love to sit down and talk with him and see where he's taking this thing.
Okay. I'm going to set that up.
Okay.
Paul, I'm sure you're watching because you saw me post it. I'll reach back out to you. So this guy did all of, we represented Ringling Brothers and on ice in like 32 cities around the country. So this guy, every NBA, NFL arena, ran the international program, and then he bought a stake in this rugby league, this big in Australia, right? And in Europe.
Right.
They believe that with everything that's happening with football, they can bring it here. But the other part is you could get in on a franchise now, right? And know that it's growing, and where could we be owners, right? Like a league where we could be owners. So imagine you go find...
And there's jobs.
Jobs, they doing the contracts with all the stadiums. They got a billionaire that bought them.
How many players do each team have?
I can send you the deck. I'll send you all the stuff. But the thing was, they were like, could we get guys like you to buy into the league? It ain't even so much the physical the money investment, as much as the credibility, but you could get points. And then if you got somebody who really wants to buy a team, but you could be in regardless. Come on, we back.
Ooh, gangsta white wall. A car, no. A car at all. But remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand
tall.
Just be thankful.
Ooh, dang. You are tuned in to the Top Chicago 1690 AM. It is 8:54. I don't know where the time went, but boy, this time flew by. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building, as well as Big O, that's right, Super Bowl champion, number 55. Brother, you in there singing? You know, every time we come back from break, man, you singing like, woo, that's my jam.
Well, hey, old school. I'm loving it. And you know the Chicago Six. Dan Hampton, Otis Wilson, and Steve McMichaels. We get it on.
Hey.
We get it in.
There it is. You know what? I told you I'm going to be in the band, man. I'm going to be backup. You just keep saying,
us up.
Way back.
all y'all in ARC now, too, right? You got your ARC membership?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, you know what, guys? We were talking about this Cam Newton, and we got to wrap it up. But, Big O, I guess my question is, do we have to adapt a male sport to allow females to be comfortable?
I think this is the beginning of it. I really believe you have to, you know, athletics is an emotional game. And when you know, before and after a game, you know, people talking to you, you have to really, number one, watch what you say to the media anyway, because it can get misconstrued. But now that you have women involved, you kind of have to be nice to them. You have to just sit there and...
Especially them white women, boy, because they're telling you.
Check it out. But is the testosterone being removed from the game? And we talk about, you know, the hitting is, you know, you got to watch your head and all this. And is the game softer now than it was? Kinder, gentler pro football than it was 33 years ago?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. It's a lot kinder and softer, and you know, it's I guess for the health reasons, they're modifying, you know, certain positions.
I wanted to see Otis Wilson take somebody's head off back in 85, 86. But, you know, now...
I mean, that's what I paid to see, man. I paid to see you put it on.
Now the guy, the linebacker from the Bears, got suspended.
Yeah, and they modified it to one game, you know, for a clean hit. I mean, it's just crazy, but supposedly this is for our protection and our safety. I signed up for this. I signed up to play this game. Let me play. Don't let the game, you know.
Can the game survive?
I think it can survive because the dollars and cents is about money, and it's established, and people want, you know, they still gonna see that wow factor, because you still see hits out there like, woo. So you're gonna come.
They gonna get flags, baby.
And 2 years ago, the NFL made a huge surge in trying to get women involved. So they don't want to piss off that women's money, and that's why they did what they did.
So you know,
because nobody backed him, not even his players or anybody, saying he really didn't say nothing. He didn't say nothing. He laughed and said, "It's odd, you know. You tell him you talking about routes. What do you really know about a route?"
That's what I said.
And but not only that, it also could be a celebration of the fact that this country has changed. Wow, it's funny that
and that's great. I love to see diversity and give them an opportunity, but don't tell me I got to say certain things just because you in the business.
Big O.
I think he was
thinking
out
boys' club.
He was thinking out loud.
It ain't the boys' club no more, man. We don't look. They have put a skirt on the boys' club everywhere we go, right? But then they want you to be a chivalrous gentleman. But everywhere you go, you can't act like a man. Look, this is the WVON morning show. I'm probably in trouble again. So for those, it's finally got my wife. I still need y'all to help me get the signatures because I still ain't in the bed yet. Plus, I'm out here talking crazy about these women in football, boy. You know what, Big O, can you walk me to my car, man?
I got you, baby. I got you, baby.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the WVON morning show. For Annette Flournoy in the newsroom, I'm telling y'all, I think we must have told Annette, we must have been talking about them triceps because she's been covering them up ever since.
I don't talk about my triceps now. I'm talking about women for the last 20 minutes.
And I'm surprised you haven't waited.
Right, I thought you was going to give us a whooping.
You know that rope thing, I just see it there.
Let you hang it?
Oh.
Please don't let it be a noose.
Let you do what you do.
For Sonia Escobar, the musical conductor of the Soul Plane. For my main man, Charles Thomas. For the newest member of the Soul Plane team, Otis Wilson, number 55 world Super Bowl world champion, and your man, Maze Jackson. If they don't like it, you know what you can tell them. You can tell them Maze said. We out of here. Peace.
The talk of Chicago and the voice of the nation.
Big O, give him a close. Charles, give him a close. I know everybody.
Decertification.
Y'all got to give him a close. We closing up.
I got to go. I'll see you next week on Monday.
It's been a great morning. I love you. The plane is departing, so I have to sit down and fasten my seatbelt, but I'll be back.
That's what I'm
My
talking
plane
about.
is literally departing.
Charles is going to the safest city in the country right now. Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. You got to go to a wedding, man. Got to go to a wedding, but
Well, look up now, because you don't have to just look behind you. Now you got to look up.
Man, that's crazy. So, Big O, you should think about bringing the football. I know that they would welcome you in 27, right, where I live. They would love to have more with Walter Burnett. Should talk to him. I got Bobby Simmons is trying to do something too, like with basketball. But I'm saying you could probably we got all that stuff that just got built, right?
Right.
Probably go over there and talk to him. You got the what's them people? Not the White Sox. The Blackhawks just built the practice facility over there.
There's a lot of great facilities around there.
Man, and
one on the west side.
My best.
75,000 square feet.
You need to holler at Walter and tell him you want to come over there. Man, we got all of these. They got all these developers, all these people that are looking for stuff to do. Why not bring good programs? Also, there's a good youth football program in the near north area. I'm saying that's a dude you should plug with because you can make some real wins. I'm sorry, Pierre.
That's all right. Well, let's talk, my man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Big O, man, Big O. Look,
I love it.
Hey, I'm gonna have to get you to come see my mama, man, cause you don't even understand. She be like, Maze, son, is that?